Hello, fifth grade. Today we're going to read our Scholastic News Magazine article, Protect Our Planet. Alexandria Villaseñor is speaking out about the future of the planet, and she's not alone. As you read, I want you to think about, why might young people like Alexandria be so concerned about climate change? Alexandria Villaseñor has the same routine nearly every Friday. She grabs a couple of cardboard signs and takes the subway across New York City. Then she spends most of the day sitting on a bench outside the headquarters of the United Nations, or UN. Inside, leaders from the countries around the world gather to try to solve problems. Week after week, Alexandria is there to demand action on climate change, the gradual change in Earth's average temperature and weather patterns. Climate change is affecting sea levels and leading to more extreme events. Throughout history, Earth's temperatures has changed naturally, but most scientists agree that our use of fossil fuels is playing a big role in the current global warm-up. Alexandria, age 14, and the other young activists are calling on world leaders to battle climate change. Alexandria was inspired by a teen from Sweden named Greta Thunberg, whose Fridays for Future protests have spread to other countries. Last September, Alexandria helped plan a protest march that drew tens of thousands of kids and teens to the streets of New York City. Alexandria recently spoke with Scholastic News about why she thinks kids should speak out about the future of our planet. Scholastic News asked, "Why did you become a climate activist?" Alexandria said, "I was visiting family in California in November 2018 when a wildfire broke out in the town of Paradise. Even though the fire was more than 100 miles away, we ended up getting a lot of smoke, and it inflamed my asthma, a medical condition that can make breathing difficult. That made me want to research why these fires were happening. I started to see the connection between wildfires and climate change, and that made me want to get involved." Tell us about your Friday for Future protests at the UN. When I first started striking, I was alone for many weeks, but then more students started to join me. What's really incredible is more students are getting involved and making their voices heard, and the movement is growing internationally, which is so important. What do you hope to achieve? We want to see world leaders take steps to get us off of fossil fuels and to see them transition to renewable energy. Every single protest is continuing to put pressure on them to take that action to protect my generation's future. How have your classmates reacted to your activism? Even if they aren't protesting every Friday, they're starting to get involved in activism in their own ways. For example, I have a friend who ran for student body president and had a plan to make lunchtime zero waste and eliminate plastics. Seeing how their mindset is changing is something that's really inspiring for me. The greenhouse effect. The process that keeps Earth warm enough for us to live here is called the greenhouse effect. The problem, scientists say, is that we're producing too much of the greenhouse gases, like carbon dioxide, that trap heat in the atmosphere. Here's how it works. Here's a picture. Number one, energy from the sun provides Earth with light and heat. Number two, clouds and the Earth's surface reflect about 30% of that energy back towards space. Number three, greenhouse gases trap some of that reflected energy in the atmosphere, warming the planet further. Number four, people burn fossil fuels to power cars, homes, and businesses that release more greenhouse gases into the air. And number five, even more heat is trapped in the atmosphere, causing the temperatures of Earth to rise. Today, you're going to have a couple closed reading questions or short answer questions. There is one ERQ and there is one multiple choice. You can type that right into the Google Doc, and then when you are done with Tuesdays and Thursdays questions, you can go ahead and submit it for credit. Have a great day, fifth grade.